Hi, Carlo. Despite the good result, do you have the feeling that Real Madrid have let an opportunity go to kill the tie off? I don't think so. I think we couldn't kill the tie off. We've taken a small advantage away. It was a good game for us. I think we need to be happy with the result. We've had a lot of chances in the game, but to be honest also, City have played a good game. They've been good offensively. They've created problems for us. So you have to prepare well for the second leg, bearing in mind that it's a game that gives you a lot of confidence for the next games that we're going to have. I'm going to ask you clearly, in all the Champions League that you've played in for Madrid, you've won 3. Do you think this is the best game that your team have played in the Champions League? No, I don't think so. I don't believe so. It was a good game. I was expecting this type of game because it's a complete game that the team have played, a comprehensive game that they've played in terms of the way we've played offensively. Sometimes we've had a lack of balance with this team, but today the team have shown that they can be balanced. If there's with a good dose of sacrifice, if we all do that, the quality of the team is, there for everyone to see. Hi, Carlo. You've found the way today. Is this the way that you want to show the players from now on? This is what we need to do? Yes, this is the path. We were talking about this. We've thought about it, not just in this game, but we've been speaking about this for a long time. This is the way. The season's really started now, and despite the difficulties we've had, we've been able to play really well and get a very good result. Because I think you have to highlight a little bit of everything. The 4 who played at the back had never played together. And I'll tell you more. They've never played, not just they've never trained together. And they've played spectacularly well. The 2 centre-backs, Tchouaméni has been really heavily criticised, but he's had a great game today, a spectacular game today. Valverde was very good. Mendy was also very good. Raúl continues to surprise for the maturity that he has. So yes, we've been able to, despite the emergency, we've been able to get something good out of it. Before the match, there was a sign that said, "Stop crying your heart out." It was an Oasis song talking about the Ballon d'Or situation. And that was directed towards Vinicius. I wanted to know if you'd seen that sign, and how do you think Vinicius is playing? I don't know if Vinny's seen that sign, but looking at the game, if he's seen it, it's been a huge source of motivation for him. And that's it. It's difficult to say. Today he's been very, very dangerous at all times. The whole front 4. Hi, Carlo. You've just said that it wasn't the best game that you've been involved in for Real Madrid in the Champions League, but I wanted to ask you, in terms of the defensive performance, and given the issues in defence, does it make you feel more proud of this performance? Defensively, this is a ground where you have to work really hard defensively, because normally they score many goals. We did very well last year. Obviously, this has been a different game because it wasn't a decisive game. It's the first game in a 2-legged game. We've seen a different game compared to last season's. A lot less defensive-minded, more control of the ball, and much more dangerous up front. Hi, Carlo. Madrid came into this playoff with this feeling of favouritism But this, obviously after Rudiger's injury and the injuries you've had at the back, I'm not sure if you really see yourselves as favourites to go through now. And do you think that atmosphere can kind of become embedded in the team? Is it important not to do that? You know, the mistake you can make is to think that you've won the tie. You drop your focus. You have to understand that it's just one game. You have to plan for the game in the same way, prepare for this next game in the same way. It's a sacrifice we've made tonight. Hi, Carlo. The other day, after the derby game, you gave a clear message to your players at half-time. That you said it wasn't enough, not enough effort to win this type of game. What did you say at half-time when you see the players are shining in the game but they're losing 1-0? Are you frustrated? Are you angry? Do you try to give them energy that they can take onto the pitch? No, we've fixed a couple of things in terms of high pressing. A couple of times we weren't able to press effectively. They've been able to hit us on the counter-attack. One of those occasions they scored a goal. And I think Asensio, the balls that he can take off De Bruyne at certain points. Rodrigo and Vinicius, we spoke to them. They've stayed on the outside and they've created much more danger down the sides, down the flanks. And also to try and get them to be calm because, as I said, the first half, and it's the first half of a two-legged game. So we're not far away from getting the result we need. We could always find the positive result from today. Carlos, ibas perdiendo 2 veces, han remontado 2 veces en el partido. Después de todas las emergencias que han tenido ustedes atrás, ¿cuánta confianza hay en este equipo? Vemos este equipo y pensamos que el Real Madrid siempre van a buscar una forma de ganar. ¿Cuánta confianza hay? Siempre digo a los periodistas españoles, defender no es un problema individuo, defender es un problema, una cuestión del equipo. Así que hoy hemos podido ser equipo, defendiendo bien, pero los 4 defensores que nunca han jugado juntos fueron capaces de jugar bien, porque el equipo ha trabajado de una forma muy buena defensivamente. I wanted to ask you... I don't want to answer. I wanted to ask you about your tactical plan playing against Manchester City, and if it developed in the same way that you had planned for. The plan was to press high when Edison brought the ball out from the back, and to have like a medium compact block, to have our 2 forward players on the inside to not allow our centre midfielders to press, to make sure that they were closer to the back line. And with the ball, we wanted to make the pitch bigger and obviously take advantage, or to have control of the ball, obviously, not to be frustrated and to look for the killer pass. And in the end, things have gone well. Quería preguntarte sobre el rendimiento de Camavinga hoy, su papel como un número 6. ¿En qué piensas que tiene que mejorar para llegar al próximo nivel en esa posición? Creo que fue su primer partido, ha jugado bien, puede mejorar, tiene que mejorar, tener mejor idea de su posición en el campo cuando tenemos la pelota, elegir la situación en que tiene que dar el pase, pero creo que ha jugado brillante esta noche. Él y también Ceballos en el medio han hecho un trabajo fantástico. Just with regard to the difficulties in terms of motivating the team, I know you would love to have your whole squad available and to be able to choose, not to have doubts on players who can play. Of course. For the return leg, we need Rudiger, we need Alaba. We hope they will be back for the return leg, but to be honest, given the emergency, when we have an emergency we have to sacrifice even more. We've had to do it a little bit less at times, but it's a surprising game that we've played tonight. I didn't think that at this time the team were able to make such a sacrifice as they have done this evening.